Hello, beautiful shy one. I have always loved shy people, and I find that they're full of treasure, full of gold, and I have a natural listening gift where those people tend to open up to me, and I have the ability to extract out of them some of the gold that's in them. And I have truly learned some of the most incredible things from the people who are the most reluctant to share. So I've found that it's a little bit paradoxical why some of the people that have the most gold tend to be the most reserved about bringing it into the world. And I've wondered, do they actually feel that they want to share it with the world? Or do they just feel like it's meant for them? If you are here on this channel, you are probably the former. You're probably someone that does actually have something to share with the world, and you probably feel called to share something with the world, whether you know what it is or not. And you might be encountering some shyness, some fears, and some holding back. I just did a video on my other channel exploring the difference between shy traits that are innate and really just a part of your character, and also shyness that comes from fear-based conditioning. So I'll link that for you here if you want to check that out. So in today's video, rather than have a specific aim, I decided to just talk to you about this shy situation. And the reason why I am inspired to make this video is because this fall I went through a bout of unexpected shyness. And this came after, 5 years of being consistent here on YouTube. I actually have a program, Freedom to Launch, which is about helping people move beyond the barriers and fears that keep them from self-expressing online. And I typically don't really identify as shy, but I felt this real shyness come upon me, and it's been holding me back throughout the fall, and it intensified last week when I arrived in Havana for the winter. I didn't go out dancing, which is the whole reason why I'm here. I felt too shy to go out on my own. I didn't film my YouTube video. I tried, and I was overcome with this feeling of holding back and that it wasn't coming out of me. Same with social media posts. I kept thinking, oh, I should probably post something, but then I didn't. The tangible experience of the shyness in my body was so strong that I ended up meditating, and I received this image in my mind of this shy picture, a branding really. And I ended up creating this branding, and then I contemplated, okay, well, what is this? I realized it's an event, a free transformational experience to reclaim the beautiful aspects of the shyness, because there are some really beautiful parts of shyness, and also to alchemize the fear-based aspects so that's not holding us back anymore. So that's a free event. You're welcome to attend. If you can attend live because you're seeing this now, then that's linked for you below. And you can also attend in the future and watch the replays. It's beautiful because the very act of creating this already shifted the shyness. It took my focus away from myself and my own experiences, and it put my focus on the creativity and on connecting with the people out there who are going to resonate with this topic. And you're my people. The people I want to serve are the people who are so energetically attuned with their environment and with others that they don't want to dominate others with their energy. They want to serve people, but in a kind way and in a gentle way. I mean, there's a natural gentleness that comes along with, I feel, shyness, and I love that. So for me, this fall, what happened was I had a really successful 2 years in my business, and I started to feel very, very confident in my online world. And I feel like that started to translate to regular life, and I joined a book club in my local town. I had a blast. I was just really enjoying the ladies in this book club, and one day I sort of innocently said, hey, why don't we read my book? for book club. I'm an author, I've written a book. And so they said, oh yeah, let's read it for sure. And so this is my book, Alchemy of Consciousness, Awaken to Your True Role in the Grand Reorganization. And this book is very niched. It's really for people who have gone through a spiritual awakening and who have connected with their direct connection with God and who are now really moving into a new chapter, a new phase of their life where they get to focus on serving their role in the bigger symphony of life. The moment that I stepped into this book club, I realized, oh my God, what have I done? There were women in the group that enjoyed the book and that did get things out of it, but there was quite a bit of resistance. Several people didn't read it, they weren't able to read it, they didn't enjoy it. I mean, the book club it was more for enjoyable fiction books. So it wasn't a good fit. But something about that experience of meeting resistance, it made me afraid. Like the next week, I met a woman at the shoe store who got curious about me, and she said, oh my gosh, tell me, like, you have a YouTube channel, what do you do? I went to tell her about my book, my being an author, and I could not speak. I literally just could not speak. My throat stopped. There were no words coming out. I was like, So I was like, wow, I am really going through some resistance, some fear. It's so palpable. I felt really uncomfortable because the more I experience this fear, the more I would go into my head and just be like, okay, well, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I share this? And that's not the vibe. That's not really what I want to be sharing. There's a beautiful key that just came into place through my mentor, Melanie Layer. She hosted a free masterclass. I will link it for you below as well, so you can check it out. It's called Mission to Millions. And so it was really for people that know that they have this bigger calling to share something in the world. And one of the things that she shared is that people that don't feel like they belong in their family or in their society, or they just feel different in some way, like the black sheep, which would, I definitely identified. I've always felt mostly I don't belong in the world. I've always had this feeling like, well, this world is so strange. This is like, what is this place? I don't fit here. This doesn't make any sense. And typically the people that I attract also have this feeling because they are energetically aware. They're light workers, they're star seeds, they're people that come into this world with connection to truth, to light, pure awareness. And so when you have that, it does create a little bit of a disconnect with physical duality because it's just so strange here. So she said, when you have this feeling like you don't belong, then you tend to try to stand out because you're used to being different. You do stand out. So you get used to standing out in order to belong. But when you have to stand out in order to belong, you also attract people that need to stand out in order to belong. And so those people will want and need to be acknowledged and seen in order to feel that they belong because they need to stand out. So it inherently limits your reach when you have to stand out in order to belong. Now, she does this far greater justice. I'm giving you the punchline without the whole lead up and without the whole context. But this insight just blew my mind. It was so true because I've created spaces where I respond to every comment on my YouTube channel. I work with just small groups, and I've always wondered, why doesn't my work reach a broader audience? Why doesn't my video go viral, and why don't I have more success based on all the efforts I've put in? And this is why. It's because I have required myself to see everybody because I like to be seen in the spaces that I'm in, and I can't just belong and just be a part of it without standing out. Now that I've received this wisdom, it's it's so beautiful because I get to belong with you and you get to belong with me. And we find our people and we get to just create for our people. And we don't have to stand out to those people because we already do stand out to those people because they're the people we belong with. I don't know if any of this is making sense to you, but I hope you go check out her masterclass because it's just mind-blowing and it's so good. And I'm going to be debriefing that masterclass with my people on my mailing list because I just really want to talk about these breakthroughs and these insights. I want to marinate in this topic and do more with it. So if you want to join us for that, you can get on my mailing list by joining Shy. I'm going to send out the information for that. So that is the story of how I created Shy and my own Shy journey. Let me know how that resonates, and I will see you again soon here on my channel. Thank you for watching.